Here we go. Just a second. I will do a quick audio check.
Check.
All right, we're good.
Sounds good.
Let's get started. We're going to be unboxing two e-bikes tonight.
Yep.
But first off, we have the Juiced Bikes RipCurrent S, refreshed model earlier this year. And this is one of the top fat tire e-bikes that we get requested as far as comments saying, oh, what about the RipCurrent S? So I'm pretty excited for this one. We've previously reviewed the Rip Racer from Juiced, and I was pretty impressed with that bike. Which, by the way, as we're recording this,
$9.99.
Yeah, $9.99
for the Class 2. But even the Class 3 is on sale. I believe it was $12.99, so a couple $100 off. And I mean, we obviously have a Class 3. That bike, the name fits. It rips. That bike is fast. So much fun to blast around. It's a little like BMX bike, super nimble. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
I think that's like, we're going to be doing a Black Friday deal next week, and I feel like that's going to be my like underdog pick. Like I don't think people truly are like see that bike, or maybe it's not advertised as much, but like it's a great deal.
So I mean, for $1,000, it is single speed, so that is a big one. But it is it's, I mean, I don't know how big the motors. It depending on the wattage and which mode you're in or whatever, but the motor is super powerful, and it has hydraulic disc brakes and the paint jobs. Yeah. So I mean, like, there's really no other bike at that price point that touches it. So it's really crazy.
Yeah, I actually I couldn't remember if it had hydraulic or not.
It does have hydraulic disc brakes. Yep.
So if you are looking to purchase any Juiced Bikes electric bike, we really appreciate it. If you use our link in the description, it's a free and easy way to help support the channel. And if you go to our website, ebikeescape.com, we have a blog post of all of the Black Friday deals. I am reaching out to a few more companies this week, and then we're going to have a video up on Sunday. And my idea was we would kind of think about what our favorite deals for Black Friday were.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, and a little bit of a teaser for that video is there's a couple companies that have Black Friday deals that they're saying, oh, don't release them yet, but we're trying to get authorization to mention everything so everybody has all the information.
Which we did, the one you're talking about.
Yes.
So on Sunday, we can share that.
Perfect.
So I think the first thing that I think is,
this is the best packaging ever. Yeah. High quality foam. It's great.
Juiced does a really good job. Their CEO just spends a ton of time in Asia, and they spend a ton of time testing their packaging in boxes. And so they want to make sure that your bike arrives there. I think like this is potentially exposed, but there's no damage to the box. But incredible packaging. Very foam, lots of foam, but whatever.
I mean, it's custom fit to the bike too. I mean, I almost want to say I think it has to be different per model. I mean, which is not something you see very frequently. So really nicely done. All right, you ready to see the color, everybody? I know that's one of the things. Oh, did everybody get a peek? Oh, yeah. Yeah, beautiful color up here. Looks like there is a zip tie or something that's stuck on. You have to cut off
And so the reason we do these unboxings is, of course, for you to ask us any comments. Whether you want to know about this bike, we'll share what we can. We are not professional bike mechanics, so this is more an opportunity for you to ask us questions as opposed to, tutorial. But I guess we'll jump into this box here.
Yeah.
So obviously we went with the teal.
Step through.
Step through, step through teal. I asked for the step through, and of course, I always like to go with the fun colors that, especially in our kind of dreary Wisconsin weather right now, this will show up a little bit better on camera than the black.
The black or so,
Yellow was my second pick, but I thought, let's go
teal.
with these.
This is it's a nice teal. Yeah, so Cellar Royale seats. And this has this, I believe this has the standard 52-volt battery that they put in all of their bikes at this point.
It's the Gen 2
one. So it has the AirTag spot.
Has the AirTag
in the battery. And there's also, which we know from the RipCurrent, there's a power button on the battery. Yeah. So you have to turn that on in order for the bike to turn on.
Yeah, we'll show that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's dig into this box here. I will check the comments quickly in just a second. All right, we got the metal pedals. We've got the front light, I'm assuming. This is actually...
Bike really wants to come out of the box.
Fairly bright light, I think. this is the same one that's on the RipCurrent.
Yes,
Which I
yes,
think
it
is
is.
pretty decent. I forget what the lumen rating is. Some basic tools, basic bell, reflectors, nuts and bolts, quick release skewer, and the charger, which I can't remember if they use a fast charger.
Oh, I don't remember the wattage of the charger, but it has to be obviously different because of the 52 volt.
Let's see. The output is 2 amps, so it's just 2 amp charger.
Okay, so yeah, standard.
Pretty
2 amps.
standard. All right, here we go. Hey, Toad Boy. I got the Wattwagon's Hydra because of you. Oh, I really hope you used our link. Also, it's $1,000 off right now.
We will have. Did he say that $1,000 off?
No, I said
okay.
they reached out and told me that they're offering. I think it's $1,000 off.
So the Wattwagon was probably obviously my favorite mountain bike we've ridden, but that thing was a beast.
Oh, he said he tried to use our code. Well, I'm interesting that it didn't work. I will. I'm gonna reach out to them. Maybe if you want to, if you're feeling very ambitious, we'd really appreciate it if you say, "Hey, Mike, the code didn't work." So, yes,
they have some cool other models.
Yeah.
So if they know that it turns into something, there's more likelihood that they'll work with us on some of their models. And they have some really cool.
He was telling me about some models they have coming. I was like, it's too
awesome.
bad it's winter here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one and the yellow are beautiful colors. All right. And current pricing on this, I'll help you in a second, is $21.99. Normal price is $24.99. Juice is one of those companies that it seems like the prices kind of go up and down. So if you have your eyes on one, I always recommend just kind of tracking the price over time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know there was an issue because like they had the tariffs that were on the bikes that they said the price of the bike went back down. So yeah, not exactly sure.
They did say that.
Not exactly sure what the standard price is for this bike.
And I can't remember if this one was part of their Black Friday. That's probably why it's $21.99.
I think that is. Yeah, that one. The RipCurrent is $21.99 for the Black Friday.
Or $9.99.
Yeah. Because there was this. That one is off. The Hyper Scorpion is also on sale. I don't remember what the other one is. So something I did. Yeah. So you've got their big motor, hydraulic disc brakes.
Yeah,
you've got rack fenders.
1,000-watt peak.
1,000-watt peak. Which, if it's anything like some of their other models, 1,000-watt peak is on the conservative side. Not to say that they won't get over that from the factory, but I know they sell aftermarket controllers. They call them off-road controllers that I don't remember what these peak at. So I mean, I think it was like 12 or 1,300 watts for the Rip Racer. If you want to hold the front.
Yep, you got it. You can see the gigantic 52-volt, 19.2 amp hour battery protruding from the frame here. And these are custom to Juice bikes batteries. Like I said, they spend a lot of time in China kind of doing their own custom stuff. Let's see, how do you want to do this?
Put the handlebars on first, maybe. Okay. Did it come with a toolkit?
Yeah.
Big fan of the top toolkit, of course. C5.
What I think is pretty cool for maybe not the home consumer of these bikes, but for a rental company, they have like they're coming out with like a battery pack charging dock, so you can literally just like pick up one of these batteries and just drop it in, to charge like 4 batteries at once,
like a hot swap station that you've seen in some of the bigger cities. If anybody's have seen those,
so that's pretty cool.
Pictures.
I don't know if the use case is probably more for like a rental, but
yeah, a fleet setting of some kind.
Yeah.
Throw the handlebars on so we can pick up the front and put the front wheel on.
Yes. So again, this is the RipCurrent S. If you're just joining us,
as I sit in front of it and you can't see it.
Feel free to let us know in the comments section if you have any questions.
Yeah, I do my best to answer some questions or answer most of the comments. So I'm trying to keep up on them, but there's always a lot. So this is the best time to do these, or to get your question answered, I should say.
All right.
Oh, oops. Got the front plate there has their logo cast into it. It's really these small details that Shows how much they are in control of their manufacturing and such. Yeah, one of the things I want to point out too, you guys can't see, but there's much less of a mess here from having that foam. So it's really nice for disposal and stuff like that.
It's true.
So it's really one of the other nice things about them. I think you have it right. Push them down. Just like that.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Sometimes putting on these handlebars, it's a bit, you just want to make sure not everything's twisted.
Yeah.
So you got the Logan hydraulic disc brakes. I think that was the same ones that were on the RipRacer?
Yes, it was actually. It's the same screen, I know. Because
Yeah.
the power button's on the back side of it. It's not on the front like you would imagine.
So pretty basic display, I would say. I feel like Juice kind of leans on like they really want to make sure the bike is powerful and the tuning and those kind of things. And then like it's kind of like got a, I don't know, like a mechanicals kind of like the Tinker's kind of LCD screen is kind of how I view it, as opposed to like a nice big color LCD. But
Well, also about it too is it's not they don't have pedal assist levels 1 to 5 like normal. They're they've got what is it? It's like eco rate. I know eco speed race, all that stuff. They don't use normal naming systems or numbering systems rather for their pedal assist.
it's true. The other thing that I'm most excited to test out on this bike, do you got the handlebar center here?
No.
Is so this bike compared to the RipRacer has both cadence
And torque.
torque.
Interesting.
So I think that's one of the differentiators of this bike, at least what's currently on the market. And so we'll see how that feels. I think you can go into these settings and maybe like turn off the torque or something.
Huh.
I seem to remember that setting with the RipRacer, but didn't do anything because obviously
It didn't really have one of the sensors or something.
Yeah, it was just a cadence.
Yeah.
But,
So everything's loose on the controls. You have to flip them over.
yeah, I think that's probably for packaging. They like
Oh,
loosen that brake lever up.
Yep. I mean, it's got ergonomic grips here.
Yeah, these are
As
interesting grip choice locking.
Yeah, definitely a cruiser. I mean, fat bike cruiser style for sure.
Yeah.
Are these what size? Are they 26x4s?
Oh yeah,
They almost looked a little smaller per se.
they should be.
Yeah. CST tires. 100. Yeah, 26x4.
Yeah.
So standard fat bike tire size at this point. Almost have the handlebars on there. All right, there you go. Should be able to. Yep, there we go.
All right.
I'm gonna pick her up and I'll put this. Oh, this has got a bolt in here. Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got a.
maybe I'll get it off.
Yeah, I was able to get it off there.
And I see a bunch of comments, so we'll check.
Yeah.
I'll check that in a second. Let's pull out the. Oh, that's zip tied.
Oh, is it? All right.
The spacer for the
Disc brake.
disc brake is
Zip tied in place so it doesn't fall out. Makes it really hard to get a rotor in with that. Luckily, they make them neon colored here. There you go.
there you go. Much easier with two people.
I say I'm really not sure how Ryan did this before with just by himself.
It's not fun. It's much more fun to put together a new bike with someone.
All right. Let's see. I don't know where you left off, Ryan.
Pretty far.
So
Man, on the color, the person commenting about the colors.
yes, one of the yellow are beautiful colors. Yellow one is nice. Thank you, Toad Boy. He'll do his best to let him know
Great.
through the order.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Dude, I bought the Rad Rover 6 Plus. Tried telling them about you guys. Sorry, I forgot about y'all's links. Yeah, Jose, as he said, he bought a Rad Rover 6. Thanks for letting us turn you that way. I don't know. Can you reach out to him post?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah, because I know they do coupon code ahead of time. So that was that one right there.
Yeah.
So, looks like a beach cruiser with steroids. Yes. I think fat tire bikes in general just look like beast of bikes with the large tires and stuff.
Yeah.
Texas
Step through white. Oh, nice. He likes the step through. I don't know if that means you have one, Jose. Great videos.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. Hopefully they can work with you guys. Thanks, Toad Boy. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
we invested quite a bit of time in that Wagon review,
Yeah.
and like we didn't get to keep the bike and we had to ship it back. So like there was a lot of time invested in that review. We had a lot of fun doing it, but as far as like spending all the editing time, like we did a little bit different style. So I mean, JT did most of the riding.
Well,
but
glad that our I got to have a lot of fun. Riding the bike. Yeah, but glad we were at least able to help you make a good purchase. That's
for sure.
Inevitable.
It's a fun bike.
It was absolutely fun.
It would be interesting to compare this to the Bike Tricks. Yes, it would be interesting. Fortunately, we have a Bike Tricks in the garage, so I have that bike actually mostly filmed, the Bike Tricks Juggernaut Classic.
Okay.
I had to do some first-person riding footage on it. That's, I mean, basically we're only reviewing fat tire bikes for the next month or so.
I still have the Flyer one to finish.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm up. I have everything filmed for that. I just have to start editing, which is my next one, because we've been trying to get the Rad Runner Plus one up. We've been having issues with
just
YouTube.
Went live.
Did it? Okay, so the Rad Runner Plus one is live. We had been trying to upload that for 24 hours or something at this point.
I got it up just before you got here.
Perfect.
This guys are awesome. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate that. Well, Rip Racer on sale for $9.99. Yes, that's what you probably joined after, but completely agree. Use our link in the description if you buy one. It's a great bike. Like I think it's like, if I had to choose like the most underrated bike that we've reviewed this year, I think it would probably be that bike. The video got tons of views, but obviously I kind of see what people end up buying, and I don't know if what is holding people back, but I don't know. It's a great bike. This guys we'd be great on SNL. I don't think so, but assembling customizing e-bike is way better than dealing with gas vehicles. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Is this an okay bike for shorter riders? Yes, we'll talk about that in just a second. Yeah. Bought it, took around town, and a lot of thumbs up. Awesome from Cops and People. Very cool. So I mean, obviously haven't stepped over it, but just looking at this is pretty low. It looks like it could go lower, but you might need to remove the front rack. You can see maybe not actually. It looks like you could almost lower it all the way. But that's why we got the step through. So they list this as a 16.5-inch frame. I'll do my best to try to ask my wife to hop on it, but this just appearance-wise looks like it's fairly low. If you go to their website, you'll obviously be able to get the full specs on the height ranges. I can look to see what they recommend.
Yeah, the only thing I noticed on this bike, just quick look at, is the battery, being that it's a 19.2 amp hour, sticks out a lot.
Yes.
And then it has this support bar here, which you obviously want in the frame for rigidity. So depending on if you're just a short rider, I think it'd be fine. But if you have trouble lifting your leg or something like that, this area looks a little cramped for getting your foot in, especially if you add a bottle cage or something here. You're really going to run out of room here very quickly for getting your leg over. So I
would say not as accessible as some of the step through fat tire bikes, but you get additional, especially if you kind of utilize this space. Correct. But again, the battery. So they list this as a 27.5 standover height, which they measure as like the floor to like here, where I guess most people would probably put their. So there are for sure more accessible bikes, but I think with the seat height, which the minimum seat height is 33 inches, I think that will be pretty accessible.
It doesn't list the heights on there?
It doesn't list the here we go. The RipCurrent S step through is ideal for 5'3" to 6'1". So I'll test the high end. I'm 6 feet tall. 5'3". I don't like, if they would have said like 4'11" and be like, I don't know about that. But 5'3", I think that sounds pretty spot on.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I'm 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
I think on the inseam there. So yeah, that would be, this bike would fit me pretty easily. But again, it's how difficult is it going to be for you to get your leg over this area is going to be, I think, the bigger question for you.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have the torque.
The torque racing.
Interesting. I've never seen that before. So I have a sticker here. You're not going to see it on camera, but they have the torque rating for all these bolts, which I'm not actually even sure. Those like for like a rear rack.
I think it's something for the derailleur, because it's like the axle, the way. So that's how they upgraded they locked it in here. It's almost like a torque armish. It's got your motor nut, And then these 3 bolts here, there's like, it holds the derailleur bracket on. So it's how they added
it's
a
on the
derailleur
behind.
bracket.
And what brand is this? This is A5. So we've seen this before.
So this
is it S-Ride? S-Ride?
No, this is the brand. like T-Woo is the brand. And so I've seen these when I was shopping on like Alibaba or AliExpress for like Chinese branded derailleurs and shifters and stuff. Just looking at those, that's where I've seen these before. They're actually pretty highly rated. They're supposed to be pretty good. But I'm wondering, it's because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 speed.
Yeah.
So it's a 9 speed. So that's I think that they're one of the few companies that makes like a budget 9 speed or something like that. So an interesting thing, I would imagine, with them going over to the factory and stuff like that, they've done their due diligence and determined that these were good budget parts.
We'll try it out.
Yeah,
it does have a like a trigger shifter up here as opposed to the thumb shifter paired with that.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen this on one other bike we've reviewed.
I
thought it was on the past leg.
It was the past leg, and the only reason I remember it was on the past leg is because you had to change it.
Yeah, because they sent the wrong one.
Yes, they sent like a 7 speed, and it was supposed to be a 9 speed.
Yeah.
But once we got matching shifter and derailleur on there, it worked fine.
It did work.
Great.
All right, front fender. We can rip this off and put that light on.
Figure out all these bolts here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions today.
Yeah, I'll get to that. One thing I just want to call out before I forgot, they have the cables coming in through the down tube here, and they have the sleeve here, which is really nice. If you ever needed to make any modifications, you're going to have access to all those cables, which is nice. We've seen a few different companies do that now.
Integrate the frames or put them in the sleeve?
Yeah, like
the
an
plastic
accessible
covering.
sleeve. Yeah, I kind of like it. I mean, it doesn't like remove anything aesthetically wise. You still have the cables internally routed, but then just the maintenance perspective. All right, let's see here. Wow, oh my gosh. But it took around town. Okay, is the aerial? Yeah, Gary asked, is an aerial rider Kepler on deck for review? So I've reached out to them several times. I got the thumbs up that we're going to be able to do one. Like earlier summer, they said they were waiting for another batch to come in.
Because they were out of stock for a while.
Yeah, they're out of stock. And I said, okay, fine. And I followed up and, I haven't heard back. And unfortunately, we've kind of committed to some other reviews. So it's not something we'd be able to get done like immediately anyway. But it is 100% on the list. I do want to do it. I also want to review the Grizzly because now they don't sell the D-Class, and I'd like another moped-style e-bike to cruise around town with. So, unfortunately, Gary, I don't think that's going to happen before the end of the year, but we're going to do our best to make that happen in 2023.
Yeah, definitely. I know like I said, I think I already said they were out of stock for a while, but I know they did just start getting them back in stock.
Yeah.
Like recently, very recently, like within the last month.
Yeah. It's I've been happy with their stuff. It's been a while since we've reviewed one of their bikes. They kind of got rid of the aerial rider Rideal.
Yep.
And then the D-Class. So like kind of everything we've reviewed. The X-Class 48 volt doesn't even exist anymore. So we got to get on some of those reviews for sure. I'll go check out your Rip Racer video. I'm considering Electric 3.0. I'd imagine a lot of people are comparing those two. And appreciate it if you use our link. I think both. I think it's just going to depend. Like, do you like the styling, the Rip Racer? I think the 3.0, like side by side, the 3.0 has better features. It folds, it has front suspension, et cetera, et cetera. But it doesn't have like the BMX style bars.
The styling is completely different between the two.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna where your decision is. The Rip Racer needs shocks. Yeah, it would be nice. The fat tires help a lot, but if you live anywhere like we do, potholes are going to be a significant challenge. I personally don't. I mean, I ride all the time. Like if I ride a bike with rigid suspension, it personally doesn't bother me. If I was riding that bike maybe like all the time, yeah, I could certainly understand that. Is the handlebar adjustable? So only front to back. There's no adjustable stem here, but they are the huge like 6, 7, 8 inch swoop here.
Yeah, easily.
So you can adjust them front to back. I ran a manual fixie, so no shock is okay for me.
Yeah, you don't even have gears.
Yes.
So or the ability to stop pedaling.
What size is this one? So this is the
16.5.
Yeah.
Is the frame size.
And I was trying to remember. So the step through only comes in one size, And the high step, I want to say, comes in 2. Yeah. So sorry, 3. That's one thing that's nice about this bike.
Oh, nice.
So it comes in the high step comes in a medium 16.5. So that technically the high step would be the same. It says 16.5. So do this measurement here. So the medium on the high step would be the same as this. Although they do give like that starts at 5'4", the medium. Large 18-inch, 5'8" to 6'3", and then an extra large frame, which is 20 inches. Which this is actually really good to know because I want to do a post on bikes for taller riders. So the extra large is meant for riders 6 foot and up.
Nice.
So yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Liz Amazing on her RV YouTube channel got her yellow RipCurrent stolen, and since they have a built-in tracker, she and the cops in George, Utah were able to track it down. That's awesome.
Did she make a YouTube video of that?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to check that out. Maybe
AirTag really came in handy there.
Yes,
that's awesome.
We'll show it off where that is in a second. Not a built-in tracker, but a place to put the tracker. Yep. Is the Rip Racer better than the electric foldables? I think I could go on and on. It just touched on that briefly. Happy to answer any specific questions you have. I think better is just going to be relative. I think they're both great bikes. Depends on what you want. I think someone could probably argue either way. It's going to be whatever fits your needs the best.
Yeah. Use case based.
She said it came with the bike. That's true. Actually, I think at one point they were running a promotion where you got a free AirTag.
Yep, they were. That was close to when the RipCurrent the Rip Racer first came out.
Yeah,
they were running it. But even what's it? AirTag is
$20. Yeah,
you get a 3-pack maybe for $40-$50. But
yeah.
We'll show you it inside the battery here when we get there. I think besides the bolt for the front fender here and the headlight, I think I'm
okay.
Here's the
headlight.
Do they have a bolt?
Yes.
Oh, it's a bracket.
There's a bunch of bolts here.
Oh yeah.
There was one separate. I actually saw that I had a bolt here and I specifically set it to the side.
I had 2 bolts.
Oh, okay. Maybe use one. Eufy, like the tech brand, just released their AirTag equivalent.
Yeah.
So I'm curious because I have Android, so I unfortunately missed out on the premium user experience with the AirTag, but we might have to try some of those other off-brand ones at some point.
Does Eufy utilize an Android system of
something? I didn't.
That's how the AirTag works.
Oh, here's a bolt too. I don't know. I didn't look too much into it. I just saw that. Yeah. Here's another one. Oh, this says for the rear rack assembly, but it came with bolts, didn't it?
I put the other bolts that came in, and they were long. Maybe I'll swap those out because those look a little bit longer.
Okay.
So. It does have an air front fork, which is always cool.
Really?
To see. Yeah, air front fork on the side, and it has adjustability.
I did not know it.
Yeah, so it's got an air front fork.
That's nice.
I had the word air staring me in the face. Figured I had to mention that for everybody.
Got at least one cap here.
Yeah, hand me the wrench, the ratchet. I slid it up there thinking I was done.
All right, we'll power through. And if we don't get to your question now, we have another fat tire bike right behind us. So we're going to spin that live stream up as soon as we're done with this one.
You need a wrench too in the bag.
Yes. 15. Perfect. All right. Now I'm getting that tracker. Rip Racer versus electric is all about performance. Electric is better if you want a folding bike, but Rip Racer, yeah. Okay, I agree. Would love you to review the Priority Current. Reviews are lacking on that bike. So this is a company I'd gotten in touch with probably well over a year ago, and I was like, I would love to review one. So it's some companies just very much easier to work with, to be honest. And when they say yes, it's a go, that we just make it happen right away. So some of those the Priority Current, where yes, I would like to review it because I do like the specs and what features that bike comes with. We just haven't made it happen, and as always, we have to prioritize. The color is awesome. I assume you're talking about the teal. I completely agree. There are a lot of trails that are restricted to Class 1 e-bikes. Do they still make Class 1 e-bikes? All right, so
Trek and the big box brands, I know 100% do.
Yeah, anything without a throttle. Mm-hmm. But keep in mind, a lot of these I'm assuming this one does, they have a quick release, just a plug on the throttle. You can unplug it and then plug it back in. I mean, is anyone really going to stop you and be like, oh, you have a throttle? Like if you're not using it or it's disconnected, I mean, you could show that it's like taped up or something. I mean, I feel like that's probably enough to be able to, you're doing your best to follow the rules. And the throttle is the big thing, obviously, assuming your bike stops at 20 miles per hour. Hey guys, love your channel. Keep up the good work. Purchase an Aventon Level 2 with your help from your channel and a few others. Thank you so much, Glenn. We really appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the torque sensor. It's a fun bike. I didn't get to spend a ton of time on it after the review, but
yeah, something about leaving the country.
Yeah, I just got back recently, so the Netherlands videos, we have one more coming out hopefully this week. As long as I get approval, I'll post that. Hey Tommy, can you make most e-bikes? Yeah, Toad Boy also helping, very helpful. Rip Racer worth buying is the class 3 model. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair point, but I think if you are on a strict budget, that's when like a lot of people ask me, like, should I buy this, whatever, the plus or the non-plus? It's like, well, if you're on a strict budget, I don't think there's anything wrong with buying the budget model. I mean, if it gets you on an e-bike, don't break the budget just to get the better one. You can always upgrade later. And with a lot of these, it's like you still have an e-bike. Like it's still so much fun.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
My go-to statement to this point has just been, if somebody's like, oh, should I have gotten this? Should I have gotten this? Is like, whatever e-bike you can actively ride now is the best one for you.
Yeah,
like sure. If you've already bought one, you've made most of the decisions. So I came from cars before electric bikes. You always regretted whatever car you bought because there was always something better. So it's best to just ride and enjoy what you have. Like you're going to find enjoyment in it, especially e-bikes. I mean, I have yet to see anybody ride an e-bike for the first time or at all and not smile.
Yeah.
So
I think it's the same thing with like, I'm just going to use a recent example with like the electric 2 versus 3. It's like, yes, the 3 is unquestionably better, but should you go and like sell your 2.0 for $500 to upgrade? Like probably not.
No, there's a lot of improvements to the 3.0, but I think, just ride your 2.0.
Yeah.
Upgrade in the future.
Yeah. Unless you have money to burn. So
it's true.
All right. So we're going to show off the battery and then we'll probably finish this up. Did you happen to? Oh, can you tighten them?
Yeah, I can tighten them up.
We'll tighten those down.
Yeah.
So the Gen 2 batteries from Juice have this power button that's hidden. This is actually when I did the Rip Racer unboxing. I was like, why can't I get it? And it's partially my fault because I didn't look up the information. I kind of, once I accept a review, I kind of go in blind and try to figure it out from a user's perspective. So I should have done more research. But the power button is hidden when it's on the bike. I feel like I haven't used like the Rip Racer, for instance, as like a daily rider. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to comment on like if it's downfall or nice because obviously it's really nice for security. If you turn your battery off, someone's not going to be able to just turn on your bike and take it. So that's nice. But I guess from my perspective, if you live somewhere where like your battery could get stolen, I would probably just bring the battery in with me anyway, because if they get the battery off, then they have access to the power button anyway. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel yet about the power button. I guess I'm fairly indifferent. This one is pretty easy to remove once you get used to it. But then the AirTag, which we were talking about, it's going to be a little bit hard. But there's these. Are they security bolts or are they just Phillips?
Is there a dot in the middle of them?
No, I think they're just little Phillips screws. You would maybe want to put. I guess you could put like a security bolt on there or something.
Yeah.
But so you take this out. AirTag goes in there, and if the thief is silly enough not to know anything about e-bikes, then your bike can be tracked.
Yeah.
Or the battery, I guess. So
at least the battery can.
Such a massive pack.
It's so I mean mostly external too. Let's see. Yeah, those are just Phillips heads right there. But I mean you have to be I wouldn't be too worried about them coming out. I will say this is one of the trickier-ish batteries to get back.
Tricky, yeah.
So just to note, I can never get it here. I'm gonna let Ryan take over. You have to like set the bottom in and then click it. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
it's gonna have to be that one. It looks like we'll have to reach out to Juice because the battery plate is cracked here.
Interesting. Even with all that packaging, they couldn't survive UPS.
Yeah. So
Well, it also didn't help that it's so cold recently too. So like plastic is just super brittle anyway.
and that actually might be the reason this is having issues going in. Let's see. Wow.
I can hold. Here, I can
Yeah, hold it to the right. Yeah, this is not.
You guys are gonna.
There you
There
go.
it goes.
There you go.
There it goes. You just have to like get it up and down in there correctly and everything. So it's all latched in there. So yeah.
Good deal.
But it's turning on real quick.
Oh, I don't know if I have the power button back on.
It is. Yeah, it was probably blue. So yeah, like I said, just it does have a watt meter on it, which is really nice to see, so you know how much power you're using.
For 4 watts with the light, with the power button or something.
Yeah,
that's what shows it's using it. All right, I'm gonna go quick through the comment section, and then we'll get to the next bike.
Yeah.
Here in just a little bit. How fast does this bike go? So I believe 28 is going to be the top speed in class 3 mode.
That's how it was on the Rip Racer.
It
was hard restricted to 28. Even in race mode, I think if you activated it, you just got more acceleration up to that point. And I don't know if they sell them for this. I don't even know if they sell them anymore. But they were selling off-road controllers for a little bit that just like uncapped the 1,300 watt rear motor. So you could maybe look into that if they have but of course it is off-road use only.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're going to wrap this one up, and we'll be back in like 10, 15-ish minutes. And we have another Fat Tire e-bike to review. Again, if you're looking to purchase any electric bike that we follow, check out the links in the description. We really appreciate your support. And we'll see you in the next one.
See you guys in the next one.
All right.